Hello
You're
and
you're
welcome
going.
to Slamfire Radio. Yeah, I am going. This is episode 529 for October 25th, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Adriel.
I'm another host,
I'm,
Kyle.
I'm Kelly. I'm totally out of sync here. Sorry.
I was gonna
Hi.
go. I know.
I know.
Green light. Green light makes me go. I don't want to
Okay,
wait.
like, go.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
Green
Okay.
I'm
means
gonna
go.
go. I'm gonna go. I'll talk
Gotta
about
go.
what I did in guns this week and last
Excellent.
week because last week I was sick too. Last weekend I was supposed to go hunting. I didn't because I had the Rona. So
Did you
yeah.
really have the Rona?
Mm-hmm.
Was it first time?
First time.
Woohoo!
First time for everything. It was interesting.
I can't believe I just said woohoo.
Hey, you know what was great about it? So this version like gets you in the guts, and I lost 9 pounds in a week.
How to slim down quickly with COVID-19. Awesome.
Yeah, follow me for some more dieting tips. Get real sick. Yeah, so I did the PAL instructor course. Passed that. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you need something else to do, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, can't do maple seed over the winter, so why don't I do some of them, right?
True.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you mean you can't do it over winter?
I'm
We
not
have special
gonna do it over
patches
winter.
as well.
I'll say that. I'm not gonna do it. over
Albertans, I think that you need to revolt and get the nice blue winter seed patches.
There's 2 other shoot bosses that they're free to twist their arms and see if they want to try to get Tom or Steve to do one of these things. But no, I'm maple seeded out.
I know.
For the year. I'll do some more next year. Actually, I got a bunch of webbing in today. 150 yards of webbing, and I have 200 metal H-buckles. So I'm going to start cutting and sewing here whenever you want to, I guess. Got lots of time. Yeah. So Rona was pretty good for me. And then I got a couple of hand primers that I wanted to show as a comparison here.
Okay.
Because I have them handy, and this is the one I've been using for a while. This is a Lee Auto Prime, the oldest one that they've got. So it's like a hand primer. They have their own like dies, shell holders. They have their own shell holders for these things. I forget some words right now still, so I'm going to be like that
It's COVID brain, by the way.
Yeah.
I like that primers are captured. So when you deprime,
boop, boop. I like this thing. It's small. It's it's handy. It's a little bit cheap feeling. And some of the plastic is starting to wear pretty bad on this because I've had it for I don't know, 15 years or something like that. But it's pretty good. This is the Lyman unit. It is very high quality. It's very nice. Like the press on this thing is so sure. I did have an issue with it from the factory though. It wouldn't go up high enough. The ram wouldn't go up high enough. And so I emailed them. I'm like, yo, I got this thing. Ram won't go high enough. They're like, okay. And then I get a package shipping notice, and then this came in the mail, and
they sent you a brand new one.
Yeah, they sent me the whole thing.
Yeah, because I remember that you said that you were going to try and get, but they sent you the whole thing. Good for them.
Sent me the whole thing. And then there's the Lee. The Lee is quite a bit smaller in every dimension, which I actually like. I like that the Lee is small. This thing's quite big to put on the shelf, but it's got some really nice pieces on it, like the shell or not the primer tray on it is quite nice. The plastic on the primer tray is really thick. It's got like a little stopper here, which you think like, oh, that's not that useful, but it is, because if you have some primers in there, you just want to leave it. If you do this, then the primers won't like accidentally fall out that hole, which they totally will on the Lee. They'll like come out and fall out of there depending on how you put it down on the table. So it's nice. It's a very nice unit. And then this one's the Hornady, and I don't like this one as much as the other two.
You know what it looks like.
a cheaply extruded.
I was going to say the Starship Enterprise, but yes, okay. It does.
Sorry, Starship Enterprise. Let's go with that, right? I'll grab the shell holder off the Lyman here, so I can just show this one. So I gotta like press this down. Oh, you bastard! Come on.
So in other words, yes, it's
fucking hinky. Yeah, it's just
so not nicely serviceable.
No, not as nicely as the other one. Okay, there, now it's in place. So now that shell holder's in there, and this one you would, prime like that.
as opposed to the other way.
Yeah, the other ones you kind of use
ergonomically, which one is better? Because you're going to do not one or two, like
I would need to do like 1,000.
If you're doing 1,000.
I would need to do like lots of them too.
By the way, Mo's really not going to be on tonight, so we're kind of going to throw him under the bus for this one, right?
The fuck?
Sorry, did you break it?
No, it just lets this fucking pawl loose on the bottom. Oh. Why would you design it like that? Why? It's getting stuck. The ram's getting like stuck in the shell holder. Anyways, I don't like the Hornady one as much. I think the Lee is small and crappy feeling, but despite that, that thing's worked for like 15 years, and I've probably reloaded, I don't know, like 10,000 rounds through this like cheap crappy thing, and it's fine. Anyways, I just wanted to show those. It's kind of I thought it was interesting the size difference between them, because like the Lee is so small compared to the other ones. Yeah. But buy the Lyman one, because the Lyman one's actually like the Hornady one's the more expensive one. The Lyman one is like mid-range, so that one's better.
Okay.
I got some stuff in. I want to show some of it.
You got stuff?
I got some stuff. Look at this cool shotgun.
Fancy
pantsy. This is a Huglu Renova. I got this on sale.
Why? Because it's Huglu.
Ooh, look at that jeweled.
I like that. There. I'm going to ask you a question. Are you doing a review on it? Are you going to be using it? Will you be selling it to your co-hosts at any time?
I've already had people asking to buy this off me. So if you're looking for a shotgun,
I'll be messaging you offline. It's a 12 gauge, correct?
12 gauge, yeah.
So how much in the tube?
I can find out. I got some dummies right here. Let's see. One, you can't put an extension tube on this either.
Oh, that's what I'm wondering.
You can't.
Christmas is coming.
It's got
Black Friday.
Oh, it's got the plug in there.
It's got the plug in there.
3.
Yeah.
So why can't you put an extension on it?
I'll show you.
Because
I said so.
Okay, Dad.
This is actually a clone of the CZ12 something or other. One of our commenters on the Slamfire Discord ID'd it. So
Mike, actually, just hold on a second. See that track equals Huglu.
See this problem right here?
That's why.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a bit of an ass move, isn't it?
That's different.
So how the fuck do I get the plug out then?
You got to unscrew that. That's going to be thread. That looks like it's set up just like your recoil spring. You unthread that silver part out the front.
Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to try it, and then if you break it, I'm not buying it from you. However,
that doesn't feel like it wants to move. I'll have to look up the manual to see how the plug comes out. I'll look up the CZ manual.
Okay.
Because they work for that. Anyways, it's a very nice shotgun for what I paid. Incredibly nice. For anyone who didn't get one of those, Wolverine had them, and they're fantastic. And the other one of that, so I also got one of their pumps. This is the Huglu Atrox, and it's very light. I have it deactivated as I'm going to be using it for a PAL course, and it was incredibly inexpensive, but the controls on it are really nice. Like it's got a nice big oversized pump lock release on there, and then cross bolt safety right there. And as you can see, the pump comes right back. So it's great for people with stubby arms, and very easy to use because of that nice big lock on there.
Can you say great for people with shorter length of pull instead of stubby arms?
T-Rex arms. Great for people with T-Rex arms. Yeah. I thought I was smart buying this because I was like, oh, I'll buy this. I'll take the extension off.
I remember you saying that
on there. Yeah. And I'll put the extension tube on one of my other shotguns that I need this for, right? This extension tube.
No, it's a mono tube.
It's a mono tube. It looks like an extension, but it's not. It's just a nut. Just a nut on a tube. Oh, well, for the price of it, I really don't care because this was, again, very inexpensive, and it was very easy to deactivate to pull the firing pin out. So for PAL shotguns, it's going to be very good.
Okay.
That's what I need it for. More stuff coming in here. Why do I have that one there? I can't remember. This came in. This is a Swedish Mauser Model 96 and Sporterized. So no front sight. I'm pretty sure they chopped the barrel because there's no front sight or stamp or anything on the front of this thing. And the rear sight they pulled off, and then they put on scope mounts, and they didn't turn down the bolt. So I think they Sporterized this thing, and they're like, oh, shit. Well, let's just leave it like that. And I don't think they fired it since, because the internal mechanisms on it look pretty fantastic. And how would you shoot that? What kind of scope?
You're not going to be able to put a scope on it.
Nope, not a scope. You could put like a red dot, like on the front here, like one of those little like.
Okay, that's just blasphemy.
Yeah, it would be. But really cool rifle. I was one of our viewers or listeners was commenting on Facebook there, and he's trying to convince me to sell it to him so we could use it for hunting. I'm like, dude, Inter Surplus has like 100 more of these things, and they've got some with turn down bolts and all the other jazz, and maybe even some sights on it, for like $50 more. This was purely got for a PAL course rifle, right? Because it's got a safety on there that's usable, 3-position safety. So you've got the one where you can run the bolt, and then you've got the one over there so that it locks the bolt up, and I thought that would be easy enough. This one's in 6.5 Swede. I was looking at some in like 9.3 by 57 and that kind of thing, but 6.5 would be way easier to find dummies for. So I thought that'd be nice. The stock is like, it looks so good though. Look at that stock. Like, yeah, the data disc is out, but like all in all, the stock looks great on it. Run Magpul Boo-Boos. No, I'll be getting the Harambe 3D printed ones and putting them on the front and back of that thing.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, that's my bolt action pump. I've got a single shot over there. I need a lever and I need a semi-auto. The semi-auto's on the way. I bought a Ruger PC carbine. That's going to be my semi-auto. I was looking at like, yeah, the like when I did the PAL instructor course, I had a Remington 742.
Yeah.
And I was like, this thing's a bag of shit. And B, who actually wants to buy one of these things? No one. If anyone was like, I really like that rifle, where can I get one? I tell them like flat out, don't. Yeah, this thing's awful. So that kind of struck me as maybe I shouldn't be like giving them like absolute shit rifles. Like the Swede, I'd use that for hunting. If it had a turn down bolt, I'd say like, yeah, you can get one of those. That's possible. But a 742, no. So Ruger PC carbine, a PCC. A new shooter wants to shoot something cheap at the range. I'd recommend a PCC. And I'd probably recommend a Ruger PC carbine. So
yeah, I did the exact same thing with the new shooter. She wanted something that was different, something that was maybe, I'll say it without the more AR-ish style. And I'm going right now. Yeah, so I made the recommendation. She bought the PCC, and she's happy as a clam. Able to run it.
I mean, that's cooler than like an old man rifle like this thing, right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
But, well, hey, there's some old man rifles that got some.
They look cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at, there's a Marlin 336 that's just north of me here. That's kind of in crap condition, which is great because lever actions are terribly expensive right now. So I'm just trying to pick that up. And I'm going to go hunting this weekend. I was supposed to go last weekend. I think we're moving it to this weekend. So I'm going to go out and do a bit of deer and grouse hunting and whatnot. And
you're a little sick.
I'm feeling better now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm lighter, so I can move faster.
More stealth.
Yeah.
More
stamina.
I need to eat less, so I don't have to pack as much food. This is all pros. It's all silver lining going all the way through. Tony's just mentioned PCCs. Great for an intro to sport shooting, IPSC, PCC, and Steel Challenge. Yeah,
exactly.
Sport shooting, it's great. Yeah, it's a great sport shooting firearm. Anyways, it's about it for me. How about you, Kelly?
Yeah, didn't get out to the shooting range at all last week. I drove by several in Arizona. I did not fall to the kissing bug as El Jefe was talking about, but I did see Superstition Mountain, which you were talking about as well. So that's exciting. I got to see where you actually shoot. The ranges in Arizona are more better than some of our ranges. But I went and just hung out last week on a vacation because I haven't gone on a vacation in forever in 2 days. Maple Seed has been wrapped up, by the way, for the year. So
what are you talking about? I thought you were going to do some winter seeds. I just heard some tough talking, like what, 10 minutes
January. So we will be doing January winter seeds, and we've already been booking for next year as well. So we did promote 2 new shoot bosses here in the Ontario region, which is exciting. One for the Ottawa area. We have one for the Kingston area. We have one for Southwestern Ontario, and there's going to be me. Those are all active shoot bosses, or they will be active for next year. So we will be able to divide and conquer, and take over the world because Ontario is the center of Canada anyway. Correct?
The universe. Is
yeah.
I was just going small, the world, and then it'll be the universe. So congratulations to Patrick, who is currently watching, listening, as well as Greg Weiss, who are new shoot bosses for Ontario. We will be reaching out to somebody. So Russ is asking who won the Maple Seed bat. So Patrick, as well as Greg and Russ, are just finishing the calculations, and I'm going to be training them on everything from the Stittsville shoot. So we still have to put in our numbers, but I believe it's Ontario that did win handily. So I still like 18 a fish sandwich.
We need to send sandwiches crossways, reciprocal sandwiches.
Okay. What would you like?
Nothing right now. Catch me next week.
He's still on his diet.
Yeah, I'm still on my diet.
So Tony has put a challenge out to you that he'd like to see a winter seed in Alberta, minus 30 bare minimum. So we did our Maple Seed last year. It was minus 20, minus 23. So you can do better.
But I don't want to.
So the other thing that's going to be taking place is watch for it. The calendar is well underway and into production, so it should be the next little bit that it's going to be available. If you see the website link on our Facebook page, as well as social media, as well as all of the hosts' social media pages. Go click on it. Go register your calendar. You can win prizes and go and support women in shooting. I'd love for you guys to do that. And other than that, I have a orientation this weekend. So I'm going to be doing and taking the new shooters that are just coming into the club. I'm going to be doing orientation with them on Sunday, and the new shooters that were brought in last week, I'm thinking I'm going to be doing their probation shoots for them in the next week as well. So that's just me. Kyle, what about you?
Well, we had a USPSA match on the weekend, so that meant club meeting on Thursday, and they decided they're going to do pre-elections for the club executive for next year.
Okay.
And I happened to have to be in my truck doing a training course for work, so Crystal sat in a meeting and then came out and told me that I was voted in as treasurer/secretary. So starting that position already, and that also means that I am now the tablet master taking care of practice score.
So how did this work? You just get there and all of a sudden you're taking over the club. Sounds kind of familiar.
They threatened like taking over the club. So I'm like, okay, treasurer, secretary. Okay, that's fine.
Reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. But so I'm going to be working on building a tablet case like what Adriel's talked about in the past, because they've just been using the lunch bag.
Oh, really?
Tragic.
Yeah.
Tragic.
You know what I like for the tablets? I like the ones where it's wrapped in like a plastic, but you can also put your hand in so that you're carrying it, right? Strap goes around your hand and then the flap goes over top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, so these ones just got like OtterBox type cases.
Yeah, it's kind of like an OtterBox, kind of like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean with the strap on the back of the case for sure.
Yeah, and then you can flip over the top of it as well so that it protects it if it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You should build something like that if they don't already have it. I've seen them like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll take a look at some cases, but I don't know if we don't really have to deal with the rain so much here.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You're in where it's like sunny all the time, and there's okay, that area where we were, I see it as 50 Shades of Brown, which is totally beautiful, but it is 50 Shades of Brown because it doesn't rain.
Oh, and it's very much similar here. I go drive for work. There's not a tree in sight pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm coming to move down with you, by the way. I've decided. I'm retiring to Arizona.
Next door.
I'll meet you at Superstition Mountain.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. Bring some
water.
So
I gotta get like a pelican.
Bring some water. They're gonna run out of water in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I gotta get like a pelican type case, and I'm gonna work my electrical magic and try and come up with a really cool case that just the case itself plugs in and whatnot. Just upgrade the stats management of it. But yeah, like I said, we had a match on Saturday. I had a cold and eye infection, so I decided I was not going to be doing too much, but ran PCC for that and had the PCC trigger in it, and it was good. I gotta spend some time on the gun because I'm used to a 1.5 pound pull on my rifle triggers, and that's a 3 pound, so it wasn't quite as quick on the trigger, but my follow-up shots were good. And yeah, I just practiced driving the rifle more too. I feel like I'm shooting too comfortably, not really pushing too hard, but I was able to walk away with the win. And
nice. Congrats.
Yeah. So I mean, shooting comfortably, but I'm kind of starting to think I might want to do PCC Nationals next year. And I'm using the PCC to kind of help train the rifle, because we don't do a lot of 3-gun here, but we do a lot of USPSA matches. So it's a way I can practice driving a rifle. And Yeah. Other than that, next week I actually got a unique opportunity for some training.
What's
So
that?
the county sheriffs, I believe it is, local LEO, they're going to
Oh,
be, they asked to use some of our targets, some of our club targets. So our president, who is a sheriff, he told them, well, he didn't want to, they didn't want any of the club members there, but he said, well, we can't be using the club targets and tell them that they can't be there. So they got it so that the club members can come out and train. So I get to go out and do some LEO training, and it's going to be sling work, rifle and pistol, vehicle work, and getting cover tactics. So it'll be some really cool training. I'm looking forward to it.
that's awesome.
Yeah. And
Go-
it's 2 days.
go-
So the 31st and the 2nd.
Go shoot stuff that we're not allowed to shoot.
Yeah.
Because one, it's police. Two, it's America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we live vicariously through you.
Yeah.
Well, I keep bugging them because they do the simulation training, and keep bugging them when my invite for that training's coming, which might actually come soon, hopefully. I'm hoping it comes soon.
Mm.
So, but yeah, that's it for me this week.
So I looked it up how to take the plug out.
Yeah.
It's actually right here. It's around the end of the screw.
Do what?
Eh?
Oh.
It just fits flush into the little screw on the end there.
Oh, okay.
Really clever.
So how do you take that out to service your mag tube spring in that?
You don't. Why do you need to do that?
I don't know. Crazy talk, I know.
You're looking to service your rifles and stuff. Anyway.
By service, I mean replace the spring once it's gotten to the point where it doesn't have much tension.
I don't know. That's someone else's problem. Let's get into upcoming events. Did you guys read all these?
Yes, and
Yeah.
like Superstition Mountain that closed today. So
Yeah.
When do you hear, by the way?
I think they're I know already, but when do other people? I can't remember. I know they're gonna start squatting people tomorrow.
Okay. Well, then they
But,
should do it tomorrow.
But yeah, I know I got a spot because Timney was nice enough to give me one of their sponsored slots for it. So, but the rest of the
Yay.
Canadians are in the lottery. But like I've always said, every year I've gotten in, even if it was off wait lists. So
Just show up.
yeah,
Someone will know. Show.
yeah. Actually, you're probably not wrong.
Yeah.
Show up and volunteer to help.
Whoa,
Yes.
that
Yeah.
gets you in for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, if you can,
baby.
if you can shoot midweek, yeah, come staff the match.
Mhm.
Oh, we're showing. And it's beautiful there.
Oh, awesome range! Did you actually get to go in and take a look at the range? Oh, it's an
That's
awesome
gonna-
range.
That's going to be next time. I'm definitely going back, and that will be one of the ranges I'll be going to visit.
Nice.
So give me your contacts afterwards so that I can say hey. I'm in the area. I'd like to come and have a look. and shoot.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because you don't go to a range just to look.
No.
Should shoot it too. The Chaz 3-gun match on November 4th is live on Practice Score. There's still lots of spots available. I don't know what the prize table's looking like, but for the amount of people, it's probably going to be pretty good. So if you're in the Edmonton area and you feel like shooting in some snow, head out to that. News. We talked about this. I think you guys hit this last week, right? The Vista Outdoors selling their sporting units.
We touched on it, yeah.
So, I've been hearing some rumblings that ammo's going to get more expensive again, and there's going to be a rush on it. And
I heard too.
why?
Yeah.
Why are we going to hear that?
No.
I had to put together the 2 and 2. So the Vista's selling their ammo divisions to a Czech group. That's not the same Czech group that owns CZ, but it's a different Czech group that owns a whole bunch of like military companies. And the Czechs have been selling a bunch of like ammo to the Ukrainians. So they bought Vista. Now Vista's ammo is going to be sold to the Ukrainians, and that's why we're going to have a shortage. Is the word around the campfire?
The word on the street is because of the Ukraine.
Yeah, the conflicts going on overseas. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, they can make so much money that they're just buying companies so they can make more money, which makes sense.
Well, it makes sense because we're sending them all our guns anyway.
Yeah, and tax dollars.
Yeah,
correct. I'm sorry, that's not me. That's being me, a negative Nelly, but it's true.
There's actually some really good prices on 223 though right now. So if you want to, you can buy like 1,000 rounds of 223 for like $600, and you probably should. You probably should have some.
If we want to end this, I just had this thought. If we want to end this, just figure out who we want to win, and send the opponent all the 180s.
Hey, we just got an email. We should read it when we get. It's all about 180.
Okay.
I put it.
Yeah. So the other things that might be causing might cause like shortages. UTM has stopped selling to civilians. Lake City has stopped selling to civilians. There was that explosion at that Hornady plant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's no bueno.
Might slow things down
a little bit. You think? Yeah.
And then Vista is CCI, Spear, Remington, and Federal, and they got sold to foreign companies.
Yeah.
I was reading like an Iron Guns post on it, and they're saying like California is going to add sales tax for guns and ammo, but I don't give two shits about what they do for taxing their citizens, because
California was also wanting to put in a limit on how much ammo you could buy and store.
That sounds like California problems.
Yeah.
Which, if you live in California, you already know about the problems there.
Correct.
And that's not. I don't think any of that stuff's going to affect us. The other stuff will.
No, it's not.
Yep. All right, why don't we get into new gun stuff? New gun stuff is brought to you by Bullseye North. Need a new boomstick? Bullseye North is Canada's shooting superstore and a proud supporter of the CCFR, with a wide selection of guns and top trending gear for any shooter. And they've got free shipping over $250, which they have a couple of different sales that are ending tonight, and I picked one that I care about. They've got 25% off Challenger, 15% off Challenger. The image says one thing and the text says another. Well, let's see what kind of pricing they got. I'm just going to share my screen here. Challenger. Let's see. Buckshot, light target load for $13.59. Challenger. Oh, 20 gauge. A box of that stuff for $12.74. Holy shit.
That's
a good price.
Unprecedented, but I
shoot 28.
I just spent $20 for a box of this stuff yesterday.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, that is very good. Oh, look at that. 12 gauge. Yeah,
Did I tell you guys about the reloaded 28 that Kelly was doing?
No.
No.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Maybe I'll do it during our shout out because she gave me some.
Okay.
I'm going to stay on the show for the whole show, guys.
Oh,
I might as well. It's too much energy to get off the show.
Yeah, let's look at that. Anyways, Bullseye's got all this stuff, and they've got free shipping over $250. Oh, you know what I should do is I should just load up on 20 gauge. I'm buying enough. Oh, save 5% on 10 or more. Save 10% on 20 or more.
That's why.
There you go.
Oh, well, that's gonna. Oh, come on, find some more in the back. Well, 3 available. God damn it. Okay. I wanted to. Did you guys cover this new Pro chronograph thing last week?
I added those in afterwards last week.
Those are sexy.
Dope. It's a lab radar, but it's tiny.
Yeah.
That's why I said those are sexy.
Yeah, probably a quarter the size of a lab radar.
Oh, smaller. Way small. It's so small compared to the lab. The lab radar is huge. It's like an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and this is like little tiny action cam kind of size. Anyways, Garmin's got a new chronograph out. It uses radar, and it's small, and it looks fucking sexy.
Looks like it hooks up to the watches and everything too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just like that it has a nice big readout of the speed on the back. That's all.
Mike, are you going to be getting one? He says a unit is cute. But I do want to know if you're going to be getting one.
I think if you had a lab radar, you probably wouldn't get one of these. But if you didn't have a lab radar, whew,
Yeah, I'd be seriously looking at that. Yeah.
what do they say? $599, $599 US. I wonder what
Yeah.
it
So
would cost for
600
a good
US.
like $1,000 Canadian, probably
Yeah.
like $10,000. Did you guys talk about the Smith & Wesson response?
Nope.
I don't know what the response is to.
Well, it's a PCC.
Correct.
Yeah, it's PCC. They had their FPC that takes like the Smith & Wesson mags in the grip, and now they put the mags in the front, and it can
I like
take
that
mags
better.
from other stuff, like Glock mags and that kind of thing.
I
don't mind putting them in the grip part, but this looks like an AR. This is like an
Okay.
AR. That's
So that picture looks just foolish, by the way.
Huh?
If you go back to the picture you just had, doesn't that
Oh,
look foolish?
yeah.
So he has in his right hand, he has a Smith & Wesson pistol, and on his left hand, he has
the rifle.
the rifle.
He's going to the pistol for the close-in stuff. He's tactical. Look at that big mag release. Look at that monster.
Yeah.
Holy.
That's not a bad idea. I want to know, can we get a really good, well, that's a really good zoom in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole module.
Yep.
I wonder. I didn't read it, but I wonder if the intent is to have it so that you can put like different mag modules on there.
Yeah, that's the idea. Flex mag system. You can use all sorts of stuff from Smith & Wesson and other people.
How heavy is it, and what is it made out of? I just want to know.
It looks like it's polymer almost.
If it's polymer, I'd stay away from it. Just saying.
Shut up now. Well, how much of it's polymer? Like that's the question.
Because we know with polymer.
Wait,
I don't want an
ounces.
MMP 1522 quality rifle, and they could do that. That looks polymer. That looks like a polymer lower, doesn't it?
That's
what it looks like to me.
It does look polymer, and
it might not be
just under 6 pounds.
It's
pretty light.
Yeah,
because they're going to need 1.5 pounds for a bolt.
5.875 pounds.
That's
I would like to ask Spencer the Whale to go and get one of these and review it for us and report back, please, and thank you.
Polymer, plastic, lower. Oh, they just don't have any keywords on.
They don't have anything listed.
Well, it's kind of new. Complete overview. They got a video here. We're not gonna watch that right now. But anyways,
perhaps
that's
later.
a new thing. Yeah.
I think it's great. But if it's all polymer or most of it's polymer, I'd say
$800.
It looks AR compliant. This upper looks like an AR upper. No,
in a way, but it's got some build out at the back there.
I wonder if it's in. I hope it's incompatible.
Yeah, it's not really AR, no. So hopefully you can get it in Canada.
Familiar controls. Yeah, we'll have to wait and check out some reviews. Anyways, there's that thing. Speaking of the cheap ammo, Solely Outdoors has PMC X-Tac 5.56 for $609 and free shipping. This X-Tac is like the spicier 5.56 that PMC makes, so it's a bit faster.
Did you? Yes, go ahead.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Did we list FOC as well? Momo?
FOC's got some deals too on ammo.
Right.
Yeah. And range view too. Yeah, if you watch them. Look for, so like the going rate right now for 223 is like $600 and shipping's included.
So Mo sent us a message. He's saying that FOC has PMC 9mm 124 grain on for $360. And
yeah, $27 to ship and are adding PST.
Correct.
It's had an image. Here's the DT11. Maverick Shooting Center has the DT11 Sporting. This is the 10th anniversary. This one's 18 grand, but the one that I was just showing, oh no, this one's 23 grand. Never mind. This one had like a cooler buttstock on it, but they removed the image off of it. Okay, here's a hell of a deal for a hunting rifle, and is going to tie into our main topic. Wolverine Supplies has the Mossberg Patriot bolt action rifles in 243, 6.5, and 270, 30-06, something like that, for $499 with a Vortex Crossfire 2. And that Crossfire 2 is like a $200 scope.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
this is what, $300 for the rifle?
Yeah.
And a reasonable scope on it. Super good. So, but it's a Mossberg rifle, but you know, it'll still kill deer.
Yep.
Did we talk about? We didn't talk about it because I was here and present when we were talking about it in the news. One stalls. Did we want to cover that at all?
No, we didn't cover that. Yeah,
I think that's more newsworthy.
Why don't you brought it up? Why don't you cover it?
Well, their storefront is no longer. So
they're closing their storefront.
Correct.
Yeah.
Only online
Still
now.
Still gonna do shipping and internet sales.
That is sad to say.
It's been a bad year for gun shops this year. Like a really bad year for gun shops this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people don't want to buy anything because they're afraid it's going to get banned the next time government decides to do something or takes too much heat.
Well, that's one problem. And then the other is just like availability. Like I was
There's
talking
nothing available.
Some local shops here. And they're like, I'd love to sell some 20 gauge. I'd love to sell some 410 gauge. Can't get it. So, what's the point?
I've been shopping at smaller shops to see what they have available because they generally have some stuff available. I've been shopping at ranges to see what they have available. And I've also, been shopping at some of the stores that they're pivoting. I know SFRC are pivoting right now, specific to they're shifting over to more of the fishing and outdoor sports. And then also, the chip truck. Another reason to go to SFRC.
Always got to diversify.
Right.
Yeah, diversify.
Deep fried cheesecake and go and pick up some taco. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cabela's has a couple things on their Wild Wednesday. Nothing too crazy. They have their BX triggers for $99 again.
There you go.
Great deal. They've got some small pistol primers from Remington for $10 a box. And I don't know, some other stuff that neither here nor there.
Cool.
I did actually see one other one that I didn't put in the list. But it's funny, we were talking about Garmin's Chrono, but Barton's in Grand Prairie, they do online and everything too. They actually have the Lab Radar on sale for $860 right now.
Big Country Lab Radar.
They just posted it on Facebook. Yeah, regular $1,000, so $150 off.
So Mike says that he will probably get one of those nice little cronies. So it'll be.
They're very small. Yeah.
But Lab Radar, that's the go-to for everyone.
I gotta think that this thing's gotta be like one of the things that the Lab Radar does that I didn't see on that Garmin, but it may do. But the Lab Radar can detect the speed at multiple points downrange, not just one. I'm not sure if the Garmin can do that or not. There has to be some downside to being like very small compared to this. Like there has to be a reason why the Lab Radar has such a big cross section on it, right?
Yeah. Also got to look at when they were developed too. Like when was the Lab Radar
technology
developed? Yeah.
And who's using it?
Cool. Okay. You guys want to get into our main topic?
Cool.
So we were talking about as a main topic, cheapest possible hunting rifles. The cheapest. Because I think I've got the winner. What do you guys think? I think I got a couple of winners.
Oh, I would say you probably have the winner.
Okay, so if you wanted the absolute cheapest, I think you cannot beat a single shot shotgun with slugs and either just a bead or a red dot on there. This is this one was $150. I think this wins like hands down. $150 is like the cheapest deer rifle you can get, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
New too. Not great. Pretty crap trigger in it, but if all you got is like a close-up shot, a slug out of that'll do the trick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Downsides?
Downside, it's single action.
One shot. Yeah.
All you should use or all you should need is one shot.
Yeah. Limited range.
The recoil is stiff because this thing is 5 pounds naked, and a 5-pound shotgun with firing like 1 ounce slugs out of it is fucking spicy. Like it rocks your world. Firing this thing. Yeah, no follow-up shot. The safety's kind of loud on it. The trigger's pretty crap, so that's going to be hurting for accuracy. It's a smooth bore firing a Foster slug, so that's like maybe a 75-yard shot at most. That's all you should be doing with that. Yeah, probably 50. But for some people, that's all right.
Yeah.
Like out east, you guys don't see very long shots, do you, Kelly?
No. You're going to be 50, probably 50 or under.
Yeah, and if you're not hunting fields or clearings, you're in the bush hiking around. Yeah, chances are you're not going to have a 100-yard shot.
No.
It's nice and light. It's easy to show that it's safe.
Yeah.
I don't know that's reliable. Well, I mean, you can walk with it broken open, right?
If you had no other option, there is an option. You can mount an optic because you got an optic mounted on that.
I don't trust this optic mounted on this thing. This rail is plastic. And I'm firing slugs out of a 5-pound shotgun. So
that's the cheap. That's one of the cheapest options that you have. Let's look at, but you want reliability.
Yeah.
This is
so let's look at some of the cheapest, but with
reliability and repeatability.
Correct.
What about something like this? What about a 20 gauge slug? So you don't need a 12 gauge slug. A 20 gauge will do it. Out of like a Stevens shotgun like this. This was $200. Still pretty cheap.
That is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now I get multiple shots. Can fire a couple of slugs into the deer or at the deer. I don't know about into the deer. I don't know how I feel about accuracy on this thing.
Okay.
Smooth
bore 20 gauge, but like a 20 gauge slug would do it.
Oh, and a 20 gauge slug would probably hit just as hard as a 12 gauge.
Okay.
7/8 ounce. I think that's what the slugs are instead of a 1 ounce. That would do it. Or you could go with like a different pump. So like, I guess if you go to pumps, there's the Maverick, there's the Stevens 320, or there's like Turk pumps like this. I don't know if like Turk pump is pretty inexpensive, but I think you could shoot a deer with that with a slug. I wouldn't want to. Like out west here, that's an awful option. I would only use that if I had like, and I have used the single shot there. I use that deer hunting, but only in one area where I have to use a shotgun or muzzle loader.
Correct. So in other areas where you have the ability for a rifle, what would you suggest for a cheap, ridiculous rifle to use? And what would you suggest for a cheap but reliable rifle to use for hunting?
I think like reliability wise, they're all going to be fine. They're all going to be reliable. It's the accuracy and the ability to put a scope on it, I think, is where you're really going to see the difference. Because at that 250 mark, so I could get a pump action shotgun for 250, or for 250, I could get a sporterized military rifle, and get way more distance. So I could get a 303. Now I can do 150, 200 really if I want to with a sporterized 303 and still feel confident on my hits on game. I could maybe get like a Swede. An M96, 6.5 Swede.
Good option, yeah.
Yep. Make sure the bolt will cycle. That's
yeah. Get one. Spend $20 more. Get the one with the turn down bolt, and then put a scope on it.
Correct.
I think that would be a good option, especially if it's already scoped. The 303s, some of them come with scope mounts, but they're not very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a three. Actually, my brother shot his first deer with a scoped 303.
Mm-hmm. And the advantage there is a 303 Sporterized is like 250, 200 to 300, somewhere in there. That's kind of the going rate right now. The Mauser 96s in 6.5 Swede are 250. They also have them in 9.3 by 57. I don't know if I would get one of those. So that's like a 7 or an 8 mil Mauser, but in 9.3 caliber, so 33 caliber instead of 30 cal or whatever.
Well, that's
Mm-hmm.
just
think
it. You
that's
gotta
what
find
9.3 is.
ammo for it.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you really do have to factor in that piece too,
Yeah.
because it might be
Sorry,
rifle.
I said 33 caliber. It's 36 caliber. 9.3 is quite big.
Yeah.
That'd be fat though. If you wanted to like go do like elk or moose or something like that, hit him with
Yeah.
that 36 caliber bullet. Be punishing on the shoulder though. You get a Carcano too. You can get a Carcano for $239. That's a fucking terrible rifle though. Sights are awful. The cartridge is fine, but the sights are awful and you can't scope them very easily. So absolutely no point in going one of those. If I was recommending like a new person, I would say save up and get a Savage Axis or the Mossberg Patriot we were looking at earlier, because that Mossberg Patriot has a good scope on it for $499. Take the good scope off, okay, $300. Would you rather have a Sporterized 303 at $250 or a Mossberg Patriot at $300? I'd rather have the Patriot at $300 every single day.
Yeah, it's a little more expensive. I would even throw the Ruger American in there.
Yeah, Ruger American's good too. It's just, yeah, cost is a little bit higher. But like any, I think what you really get with it, with going to the new rifles, like a proper hunting rifle, is that you get a better cartridge. You get a 308 or you get a 6.5 Creedmoor. You get something you can just like roll into the local hunt shop and get like proper ammo for, proper hunting ammo. Yeah, and you're not going to have a wood stock that really should be in a full-length military style stock to be like properly accurate. Like the Lee Enfields, they need like a little bit of tip pressure, and if you Sporterize them, they don't have that. And I think it was good enough for JFK, not good enough for Oswald. But Mike's saying the Carcano was good enough for Oswald. But I'd rather have a 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor. I think those are both like much better cartridge options than 303 or 9.3 by 57 or 6.5 Carcano or even 6.5 Sweet. 6.5 Sweet's good, but it's not as readily available as 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah, so what, like, if you want to look at ammo availability and knowing what about to go through in that, what would you think for like an actual cartridge?
That I would recommend 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor. 6.5, if you're only going to do deer, 6.5 Creedmoor is the best.
Yeah.
Short action, it's fast, it's flat. You can do long range stuff with that very easily and kill the deer dead, and it doesn't have ridiculous recoil.
Yeah. However,
go ahead, Kelly.
However, the cartridge is expensive, and if you're only going to be shooting up to,
not anymore. It used to be.
Good Lord.
It used to be, but it's like the cost.
I was looking for a 6.5 sugar daddy at one point. So
do you have a 6.5 Creedmoor?
I do.
I'll send you some sales when they come up. I just saw one gold medal match for $29 a box.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it can be found cheap. You have to like watch for sales like everything else, but
See, where my mind was going was something like a 30-06, because that's everywhere.
That's you're gonna find the cheapest rifles in 30-06. I think in performance it's about the same as a 308, but you're gonna get more availability.
Performance is probably gonna be a little bit better than a 308 because it's a bigger cartridge,
a little bit,
like a bigger case.
A little bit. Yeah.
And like I said, they're everywhere.
More recoil though. And if you're just doing deer, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not gonna notice the performance. Yeah, Kelly, I'm looking at like Fiocchi match ammo for $42 a box.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It is not bad.
Winchester open tip target for $35 a box. White box Creedmoor 125 grain FMJ for $31 a box. This is very reasonable.
I think the last time I bought it was almost $80 a box.
You can get Federal Fusion for $40 a box.
Mm-hmm.
You can get S&B soft point ammo for $36. I bought 250 rounds of the Sacco ammo when it was on sale, and it was $10 a box. So I got lots of it. Buy it cheap and stack it deep.
So I am going to ask you, go back to it. I think that your recommendation for best bang for your buck, especially if you're a newer, because if you're listening to this, you're probably a newer shooter or somebody who. So Savage, the Axis.
The Axis, if the Patriot's not on sale like that, because $500 with a $200 scope is too good to turn down.
Yeah, those package deals tend to get you out of the field.
I tend to usually the scope and.
Well, yeah, usually we don't like what's on there because it is cheap stuff, but you get someone out in the field.
I'm using it.
Semi decent equipment.
Well, this is my 6.5 Creedmoor. It's still got the Weaver scope that Savage includes on there, and I've shot a couple of deer with this thing, and it's bad. Like, it's not a good scope at all. It's got a ton of black like around the eyepiece. Like when you get into the eye box, you're losing quite a bit of the world. But who cares? I pointed at the deer and I press the trigger and the deer goes dead. So it doesn't really matter. That's it. But I've got like $1,000 scopes too, right? I just don't care enough to put them. The nice thing about a hunting rifle that you just have as a hunting rifle is that you don't mess with it. You just leave it and pick it up the next year and shoot it, and it shoots a deer in the face.
I'm hoping it's not in the face. Although
I don't like headshots.
If you can shoot it through certain spots, you don't spoil any meat. Just saying. And it makes it much easier to skin the deer.
And they don't run away.
Spoil meat, but
they don't.
But I don't like headshots.
Have we had this conversation before?
I think so.
Am I going to argue for the virtues of headshots?
Okay, for one, we're talking about new shooters tonight, so don't take a headshot. Get it in the boiler room.
Yeah, get it in the
one
boiler
shot.
room.
Needs
double
to be
long.
Correct.
Double long hearts. If you get it there,
no, save the heart. Those are delicious.
No, don't save it.
Yes,
crank it. Do you like that elk one with the bow hunter that hits the elk right in the front there, and the elk's like, "What's going on?" And it's just like it's leaking like a garden hose out the front, and he's like, "Huh?" And he just peels back and is dead. Yeah, do it like that.
However, if they're looking at you from down on a mountain, not a mountain, a ridge, and they're looking saying hi, and it's straight on, you take the shot, because if it's brown, you put it down. Just
yeah, there's some good hunter's ed advice.
It went down. And it was quite tasty as well. And
make sure the deer's the backdrop.
We didn't. Correct. We didn't spoil any meat, and it was awesome. It was very easy to clean. Just saying. It dropped right there too.
Dead right there. Yeah. I guess, okay, so the 30-06 would be a better choice if you want to do elk and moose at any point, because you can get much heavier bullets in the 30-06.
Well, yeah, it's a good all-around. You can do your deer, you can do your elk, you can do your moose.
It's losing popularity, though, Kyle. It's losing to 308.
You know what? That actually makes me happy, because I'm not a fan of 30-06, but
it's just long. But like, if you want to go for a heavy bullet, like it'll handle a heavy bullet better than a 308 will. You don't give up so much case capacity with it.
Yeah,
like really
you don't end up
stuff,
lobbing them out as bad.
Yeah. But short action. Anyways, those are my options for like a big game. What about small game rifles? What about the cheapest small game rifle?
Cheapest small game rifle?
Yeah.
Go talk to your grandpa and get the little cute Cooey 22.
Single action.
Cooey 22s. They're everywhere in Canada, and they are very inexpensive. I had that in an option at 150 to 200, but those are like CGN prices. I'd imagine like the farmer price or like the town post price or whatever.
We could
like
get that for $20.
you might be able to get it for 50 to 100. And I think for like close in rabbit and that kind of thing, those small little crappy single shots are fine. They're nice and light.
I bought from like a range garage sale. I bought a single shot 12 gauge New England Arms for $75.
Mike's suggesting a Savage 64. He is correct.
A Savage 64 will be the cheapest, and it's semi-auto too.
Yeah,
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Is it reliable?
Enough.
Enough.
It's reliable enough.
Well, that being said, I like grouse and that. I still prefer a shotgun over a 22. Headshot,
I could not disagree more. You get more with a shotgun, because there's some shots where it's like, oh man, there's all these branches in the way. I don't give a shit. I got a shotgun. Boom! It's just it's going through. It's gonna get a piece of the head, right? Whereas with the 22, you do that shot, and some of the time the bullet doesn't hit the grouse, right?
Yeah.
But I like 22s for grouse. You can just do it all afternoon and just do headshots. So nice.
Well, it's quieter and yeah.
And then the other one to consider for 22s is like a single shot import. Inner Surplus has like a lot of the cheaper import surplus rifles, and even for 22s they've got some pretty inexpensive stuff. So they've got like Husqvarna stuff. You want a chainsaw? Yeah, we got that. You want a rifle? Yeah, we got that too.
Have your tractor, have your wood chipper, have your rifle.
All Husqvarna.
They
make good stuff.
So you take everything out to the bush with you and you're all set.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shooting a bear with it though.
Not with the 22. No, but they make like full-size rifles too. They make big boy rifles.
No, I know that too.
Oh no, that's not what I was looking for.
What was that?
Looking for like
hello,
little badger. I saw you typing, and I'm like,
yeah, I did type it incorrect, man. This is Google just showing the TNA instead of showing what I want to see. Some native lady shooting a fucking bear with a 22 single shot. Hell yeah, that's what I was looking for. Not the wrestlers. This is in my neck of the woods, just north of here. 63-year-old. Out hunting small game, biggest grizzly bear ever. Not nothing. Just shoot it with a single shot to Cooey, no problem.
And then I've seen 30-06s shot at bears and just would not put it down.
Well, they aren't as accurate as this 63-year-old lady who shot this bear with this 22. In the noggin with a single shot Cooey ace. Look
wow.
At this piece of crap. Yep, 1929. Yeah. Anyways.
She lived to tell about it.
Yeah. A lot of people that like need like buck and slug and alternate those to shoot the ground, or 22 single shot. Just make it count.
She shot a few rounds at it. Rest of the thing. Couple.
Yeah, but it was dead with the first one, so she just put the other ones in it for insurance, just in case. It wasn't a bad idea. Anyways, there's some options for like a good small game rifle. You know what I would? So without a scope on it, just with the sights that it comes with, a Winchester Wildcat.
Oh, good Lord.
It's so light, and I love those peep. I love the peep on it. It's so light. It's like 4 pounds. You got another rifle that could be that light, just with irons, 4 pounds.
Okay.
Now,
I have a bias against it. I just do. When it's plastic. I have a bias against plastic rifles. It's apparent. I've been showing it today. But I know that the Wildcat is fine for just plinking. But if you're going to be using it for anything else, it's not reliable at all.
Plink the rabbit in the face. Plink. Sounds it makes as it bounces off their skull. No. Okay, what's your option then for the cheap semi-auto 22 that you can scope? We'll say.
No, I agree with Mike. Savage 64.
Savage 64. Yeah.
Yeah.
The price difference is so much cheaper than everything else that it's really hard to. I guess there's the Mossberg Plinkster or the what's that Brazilian one? The one that's made by CBC. That's got the crappy sight on it and everything, but it's not very good either. The Savage 60, I would rather have a Savage 64, and that's saying something. But those are $150 if you get like the 64F. So I'd probably go for one of those. Anywho, is that enough main topic? Any other rifles that you guys want to talk about?
If the listeners have any other recommendations, just send us an email and we can add it to next week's show.
Yeah, pull it up here. Russ was saying Charles Daly 101 12 gauge synthetic barrel, $200. Is that single shot one? Because you can get those cheaper.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
those single shots. I got single shots here that I got for $130. That 20 gauge in the back that my youngest calls the Slayer, because we got him out and he was like hammering the grouse and the squirrels with it one day, and he called it his Slayer. Yeah.
And then cartridges, Russ was saying 6.5 by 55 Swede. Mike was saying 6.5 PRC.
You don't think you're gonna get anything cheap that fires 6.5 PRC?
No.
But the Rossi, yeah, the Rossi is the one that's made by CBC, and there's another manufacturer and another brand that they slap on it, but it's the same rifle, same Brazilian stuff. Anywho, let's get into listener feedback. So on Facebook, we've kind of been talking about we've been going through some of the reviews on Facebook and some of the messages. Kelly, did you want to take this email from, I don't know, this Jeff one, I guess?
The Jeff one? Okay, just hold on a second. I've been slacking and, well, okay.
Looking at pictures of boys on the internet.
That is correct. So from Jeff, he says, I'm not sure if I can air this joke. If you can air the joke, he says. But here it is anyways. What does Johnny Cash's dream Cadillac, every man's dream rifle, and Justin's favorite sex toy all have in common? All three are long, black, and a little bit scary looking. Keep the great guests coming on the show. Thanks, Jeff.
All right, Kyle, do you want to take the one from Cole there?
Sure. Hi, all. Looking for some input. I see Tenda just announced a group buy for the Troy PAR in 223 for only $1,080. How crazy would it be to sell my WK 180C Gen 1 and replace it with the Troy? I don't have the budget to have both or buy something nice like a Bren 2. I don't mind the lower rate of fire as long as it's more reliable and the lower weight appeals to me. Primary use for my WK for 3-gun and plinking at the range. Anyone ever see the Troy used at a 3-gun match or know if it's smooth cycling? Thank you for your time and keep up the great content, Cole.
I haven't seen them at a 3-gun match.
I haven't either, but I've watched a guy shoot a straight pull without a straight pull bolt, and he did quite well.
Oh, the MRA Maverick. Yeah, I saw the same guy.
If it's like the Troy, I would take a pump action over a WK any day.
I wouldn't for 3-gun. I would take the WK.
It's just like a pump action shotgun that,
but it's not as fast.
It's not as fast, but on the same token, it'd be a bit more reliable.
It will be way better, more for reliability long term. But for the WK, like I break apart, I tell Kodiak and they mail me a new piston.
Yeah.
Like I do crappy for that match. I guess like you end up with higher performance at a higher rate of failure than the Troy.
So it's a balance. What do you want?
No. I'm still going to go for the WK because I still want to go fast.
Like the coordination, you can train. I know guys who run a pump action shotgun faster than most people run a semi-auto.
Yeah. I also see, Mick Michalik, right? And he's pumping, a revolver.
Well, single action revolver, yeah.
Correct, but we're all not Jerry Miculek.
No,
although we want to be.
I'm saying I've seen local people in Alberta run pump action shotguns, not like professionals, faster than most people run semi-autos. It's just training your coordination.
I would still shoot the WK for 3 gun. If it was just for 3 gun, I would use the WK.
Mike also brings up the issue with Troy is the action unlock button is in a weird spot.
Yeah, that would be an issue. Yep.
Yep. Neat. Okay. So mixed answers for you there.
Yeah.
Just buy lots of replacement parts.
Or just shoot it until it fails and then email them and they'll send you a new piston or whatever breaks, right? Mm-hmm. And make sure you have buddies at the 3 gun matches so you can be like, oh, my WK's down. Can I use your whatever you got? And then just use theirs. Which is not a big deal. And people will like trip over themselves to offer you a rifle.
Yeah, just get squatted with somebody who's nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't necessarily suggest selling the WK. I just really got sour on them because I'm just tired of
they break.
Bad products coming out all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you shot matches with it and it didn't work out all that well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, not that well at all. I had to put a bunch of money into it and work into it to make it better. And luckily, I never had the piston break issue.
Charging handle, though?
No, I upgraded that. I didn't give it a chance to break. I upgraded that right away.
Yeah. Well, at the next 3 gun match, I'm gonna run like total garbage. I'm gonna run stuff that's like not competitive, just for fun. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Cool.
Just for S&Gs.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. YouTube comments, Kyle. You want to go into those?
Yeah. So we got 3 from last week on last week's show, and they're all from Tony. So he says, for my PCC, I wipe down and oil the action every time. I don't clean the barrel much though. And yeah, we were talking about how much we clean our competition guns.
I got a PCC. I definitely clean like the chamber and feed ramp because those can get carboned up in like a PCC.
Oh yeah, with the blowback. Yeah. He also asks, when is Adriel taking students?
For PAL instructor, I need my number, so I don't have it yet. But and I'm going to do like friends and family first, and then I'm going to start doing other ones. So
do you do friends and family discounts?
No. Fuck those people. They all pay full rate.
Full rate for you. Full rate for you.
And one last one from Tony. Pump action mag fed. Yes, please. Now, where are the IPSC shotgun matches?
Yeah, I think you got to make them at this point because I don't see very many of them.
Well, and you can run an IPSC style shotgun match, absolutely, but getting your local board to actually sanction a match, now that's the challenge.
Just don't sanction it. Just run like an unsanctioned shotgun action match. That would be the easiest thing to do if you want to run.
Absolutely. Like that's how you build the interest and show the local board that, hey, look, there is actually interest in this.
Oh, and it'd be super easy. At BTSA, they've got tons of targets out there. I'd imagine they have tons of knockdown steel and that kind of thing. It would be super easy to say, like, hey guys, this Sunday we're gonna run a shotgun match. It's gonna be on this bay. We're just gonna run one bay and we're just gonna cycle through max of 15 people, and you could just do that, no problem.
Tony's not considered a friend of the show.
You get the same rate as the friends and family, full rate. But no, like Tony, I'd imagine you have your PAL already.
I'm wondering if he's.
I'm not going to be able to do our PALs.
I don't think he did restricted.
I can't do restricted. I need a double action revolver, and I don't have one of those pieces of shit because I don't like them. And since I don't have one, I can't buy one.
You can't borrow one?
Maybe. Like I guess I could get a
still
kit.
Borrow.
Yeah, no, I could rent a kit from the from the place from IKEA and run one.
And
But
I
there's
would
just not a
actually
lot
check
of
with the
demand.
CFO because you need it for instructing courses, and
They're not
you
allowing
might
to
be able to
buy.
get an exemption in there as an instructor.
No.
No?
I have a buddy who's an instructor. He tried doing this, and you can't get an exemption yet to purchase handguns if you need them for instructions. IKEA does have a loaner kit though that I just remembered that they have, so I could technically do that one. I guess there's not a lot of demand for it though. Not a lot of demand for restricted, because at this point,
people forget about restricted rifles.
Well, okay, but how many new people want to spend $2,600 on a Bren 2 with 11-inch barrel, right? Like, not many.
Yeah.
There's not many people who are looking for that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, that's all the YouTube ones.
Yep.
Instagram, Facebook, nothing too much going on over there. Alberta CFO testified today they can't get exemptions yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't really been looking at Discord too hard because I've been sick, and I don't know if there's anything on there that people mentioned that we forgot to mention on the show.
I don't recall really seeing much. There was some kind of internal conversation going on. Tony had brought up the Vista Outdoors, which we talked about, and there was some new gun stuff that was posted this week.
CCFR released the Stop C21 thing.
Correct. We should have covered that in the news as
well. I'm covering it right now.
About time.
It's a thing. They got it. Check it out.
It's hard to get news because it's not posted on social media anymore.
Go to the CCFR website. Go to Stop C21. You can download the poster posted at the gun range. There's a QR code as well. Just zap it and it'll talk about it. The other thing you can do right now is, I do know that they posted all of your senators' emails addresses. Go and email them and tell them that they really need to stop C21 and how much it affects everyone.
Yeah. Email the president. All right.
President.
You heard me. We'll do the Cabela's link in a month or next week or whatever. Thanks to supporters on Patreon and Player. If you'd like to email the show, send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Shoutouts.
I'm going to give Kelly Kincaid a shout out. I'm going back on what we did in guns. She gave me some reloads to try out. She did some reloads. Now, when she tried to run them through her semi 28 gauge, it didn't work out all that well because they're just a little bit shorter. So she's wanted to know if it'll work through my over under. It should.
Yeah.
However, I am going to just shoot a couple of them to see how they do. Because again, the reloads, and we're just getting used to it. So I'll give it to a friend. Say, hey,
this one's spicy. This one's powder puff.
Try this out. Yeah.
This one, the pellets just roll out the barrel.
No.
Those are the guest loads.
Yeah.
So we're trying out some reloads to see what happens.
Neat. Okay. Kelly's tired. Kyle?
Yeah.
I'll shout out everyone who came out and helped set up and tear down and shot the match on the weekend.
Sweet.
Very good. All right. Join Discord, our Discord server. It's like on our website or something. Watch us on Facebook and YouTube and Player and all those other places. Join the CCFR. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.